There we go. There we go. We're live. We are live from the Philippines. We'll start over now that you guys can hear me. All right. Couple of quick announcements, guys, right? Couple of quick announcements. I'm testing some things out today. One, I'm with StreamYard, you could actually broadcast to a couple different channels. You could Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and all those things. So I'm actually testing out um, broadcasting to both Facebook and YouTube right now. So hopefully it goes well. If something happens, I can drop one or the other. But that's the testing out. I'm also testing out with my Pocket 3 camera. So yeah, testing out with that camera and Facebook. So a couple of new things going on right now. Another announcement really quick is Joe is returning home today. So we actually had some challenges getting her back before Christmas. All the ferries were booked up. So we went to I don't even know, like 2 or 3 different ferry companies, and everything was booked. So we did get a ticket, which was for yesterday, but that she accidentally lost that ticket. So then went back yesterday and got another ticket. But anyways, she's heading home today. So wanted to guys let you know, if you wanted to support her and her channel, here's a link to her YouTube channel. Yeah, there's a direct link to her channel. You can, watch what she's going to be doing. I think a lot of short form content, which is what, she's really good at. I also want to put this link out too. And it's a way, look, if you've enjoyed Joe on the channel, like a lot of guys have, right? She's just great. She is incredible. There's no question. The relationship didn't work out, but she is an incredible individual, no doubt. But if you wanted to support her, buy her a cup of coffee, you enjoyed her on the channel, there's her buy me a coffee link. I know she would greatly appreciate that. She wouldn't ask for it. And that's just the kind of Filipina she is. But like I said, if you want to, buy her a cup of coffee, that kind of deal, I mean, thumbs up to that, right? All of us have enjoyed Joe being around, and really do wish her the best. And, like I said before too, she's going to be around the channel. So, all right. So there's that. Also, the next thing I want to touch really quick is the Christmas event. I really want to thank everyone who showed up to that. It was a great time. I actually really liked this event. We did one on Thanksgiving that was an absolute nightmare, but this was another kind of test, a venue test, and it went well. Right, there was no drama. It was super easy. Table was ready. We just sat down and were able to eat. So we had, I think, about 22 people is what the final head count was. We had a table for 25, and then we had 3 empty chairs. So we're really appreciate that, guys. That was another good test. I'm looking to actually probably do events there. Like if I want to do a bigger event, that's probably where I'll do it at. For one, they offered us their event room, and if it wasn't already booked, we would have had that. So they're just really accommodating. Plus, it's just really simple. I was just able to show up and not have to really kind of manage a lot of stuff. So probably do some more stuff out of there. But the next scheduled event that we have set up is every Monday at 2 p.m. at the Starbucks Reserve in IT Park. We do meetups. So if you're new in town, if you're not in town, whatever, right? It's a way that we can all connect. So if you're interested in that kind of deal, the meetups are Monday at 2 p.m. at the Starbucks Reserve, and that is in IT Park. So that announcement really quick. All right. And then, yes, so all this stuff is being kind of coordinated through the Facebook community group. So I'm also going to put another link into that really quick. Sorry, it's just a couple of things here really quick that I wanted to go over. And then the last announcement, which is kind of the topic of this particular conversation that I thought we'd start off with, is kind of like where to live in the Philippines. And this has come up a lot, and even recently, and other vloggers are contacting me as well. I mean, Chad was like, hey, you got a contact for a real estate guy there in Cebu. I got a guy in Dumaguete who's really struggling. And so it was a combination of that and other people, and then a post also too on our Facebook community group. It's this whole conversation of like where to live and what city is the best. And I really kind of thought we'd dive into that because, well, look, I think there's a simple answer to this. There really is. There's 2 cities, right? there are 2 cities to be. And hear me out. And I think number one, I think it is Cebu City, and number two is Dumaguete, right? I think those are the two places to start. And I think it's also critical to look at which one is better depending on who you are and what you've been up to. So the first thing you got to get about Cebu City, it's a big city. You know, over what 1.2 million. The combined metro area, there's over 3 though. So you're talking like a Chicago, a Houston, a big city, right? Now, if you look at Dumaguete, it's a population of like 150,000, right? So you're thinking more like, what are some of the cities that are 150,000? I can't even. Yeah, like Charleston. I think Charleston was one when I was looking at this. So you want to put that in your thinking when you're coming out here, and then just probably pick one of those two, and that's the start. That's not where you're going to live forever, but you could use either one of those as a base, and they're really phenomenal at that. Both cities are. They're really kind of centrally located. Cebu City in particular, you got a major airport, things like that. But if you're coming to the Philippines and you're really struggling, it's like, oh my gosh, where do I live? This vlogger says this person says that. You know, just come into probably one of those two cities, depending on if you're a country guy or if you're a city guy. If you're a country guy, like you're from Oklahoma, you're from Richmond, Kentucky, right? I lived in farm life, so I've lived in both, right? But if you're from like Kentucky, Oklahoma, that kind of area, you know, maybe choose Dumaguete. But if you're from a bigger city, I would not plant myself in Dumaguete. I just wouldn't. I would come here to Cebu and then start, right? So a lot of conversation on that, right? So that's kind of what I wanted to start this off with, those two. And this all came up from the community group. So really kind of want to shout out for the people there participating and kind of generating those types of conversations. So anyways, we'll jump into it really quick. Yes, I think I might be in the mute bubble. I'm going to jump into, here we go. Yes, John, good morning. How's everything going? Sorry about the mute early on, guys. I was had a lot going on here, you know, a lot as usual. But I really see kind of things slowing down. And, you know, I've had with the move and the holidays, and then I had to do some stuff around taxes for the place I'm in. So figuring all that out, and then trying to get Joe back home. You know, there's been this actually past month has just been busy, and then being sick. So yeah, probably been my best start ever. Right? I've had another one where I was muted for probably the first 3 or 4 minutes. So yeah. Oh yeah. You know, I'm really liking this camera. It's really different. I've enabled face tracking, which I don't know. That might be more of a nuisance than it is something that's helpful, as I'm not really moving around, and I could see even like right here, it's moving a little bit. But anyways, we'll experiment with it for sure. Lots of new going on as usual. There we go. I was going to send sign language. Yes, interpret. I know, right? Oh well. Yes. Good morning, Chris. Thanks for coordinating Utah. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, the Quest 2. How was the water pressure in Selenia? And it is quiet enough to get some good sleep. Yeah, great question. So I really love Selenia. Great place. Absolutely loved it. Highly recommend it. I know there's a lot of guys that are there now because of that too. I mean, there was foreigners there before, but yeah, I think it's a great location. Love that place. And so I've had a couple of guys that have had some sound issues. One guy said his neighbor's got a cat that's howling, and he's like, oh my gosh, it's crazy. Someone sounds like it's either killing that cat or needs to kill the cat. So I've had that complaint. Another guy said he hears drums a lot, like the neighborhood areas. I myself have heard nothing. My neighbors are quiet. I don't hear a dang thing. So I think it really kind of depends on your neighbors and where you're at. It's a big building, right? I think they're working on 4 or 5 towers now. So lots of units, lots of people going in and out of there. But as far as water pressure, I haven't had any issues. However, I will say this, the water here in the Philippines is really like, I don't know if it's like hard water. I think it's hard water is what one of the challenges. So you got like water spots everywhere. And what it can do is it can clog up a lot of the drains and stuff. So your hot water heater, I think, needs service periodically. So we were out of hot water a couple times. So that was kind of a little bit of a nuisance. But other than that, honestly, Selenia has been awesome. So I think it really does depend on your unit. and where you're at. Yeah. Yeah, but other than that, I freaking love that place. And for the first time Filipino, that place is perfect, man. It's just it really is great location, and just kind of sets you up. But realize too, a lot of these places they might not want you in like a month to month. I think there are some Airbnbs out of Selenia, but for the most part, they're going to want you to do 6-month lease or so. And especially if you get with my real estate guy Ram, if you're going to use him for like a 6-month deal, because that's how he makes his money, right? Anyways, yes, I know, right? She's traveling today. I've actually got to run over after this live and drop off a couple things for her. She's staying in the Selenia right now. So she spent the night last night. It just made sense location wise. Plus I had a bunch of stuff that I was trying to get done yesterday too. So, but yeah. Yes, great intro. Yes, thank you, Xavier. Hope you're good there in Bohol. Yes, need e-ticket sent to email. Yeah, actually, yeah, that would have solved that, wouldn't it? Yeah. Yep. Next event. Yeah, guys, these are really fun. And the idea behind these events right here is just for anybody. I got to a place where I was just constantly meeting people like on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And I love that part, right? But it was just taking all my day. And so I decided, you know what, let's just set up a day. Let's set up a day where we're meeting people on a regular basis. So that's kind of where this came about. And I would suspect it might move from the Starbucks Reserve, just simply because they don't necessarily have the space. It'll probably eventually go over to Bo's Coffee, but I'll let people know in the community chat, like what happens around that. Right? It won't be a surprise. We'll let people know. But for now, it is in the Facebook community group. Hey, Chris, are you changing your content going forward? No, Philip, I'm doing the same stuff. I don't know if you guys have really noticed, but Joe hasn't really been a big part of the channel for a while. I haven't really had her mic'd up for many reasons. One, I struggled with 2 mics, honestly. It changes the dynamic quite a bit. So no, the channel won't change much at all. Yeah. I mean, I've got some trips coming up. Like I've got a trip to Iloilo coming up and stuff like that. But I also do more stuff here in the city. So yeah, I mean, a little bit here and there going forward, but not much, right? It's still life in the Philippines and that kind of deal, how it's always been. So yeah, a little bit here and there. I would, just because my life's going to be like, this channel is about my life and living as a new foreigner here in the Philippines. It's kind of what the channel is about, right? So Joe being out will change it, but it won't, because my life is different without her being in it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, yes and no, right? If that makes sense. Yes. Happy Boxing Day from Canada. All right, cool. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I know there's several Canadians on the channel. So yeah, thanks for that. Hope you had a Merry Christmas. No Joe, no Razor. I know, right? A little bit long. I'll get back there. I just, like I said, Mike, it's been busy. It's been a busy month, and I'm really excited to kind of have things slow down a little bit and get a little more, focus and what, my health, fitness, and in the channel. So I'm really excited about, kind of getting next month or so here. Hey, Chris, I arrived January 5th and will stay at the Quest for the first 9 nights. I have a ton of questions, though I'm a seasoned traveler. Yeah, Jim, feel free to shoot now on the questions if you want. That's kind of the idea behind these live streams. So, feel free to ask away anything you want, because more than likely you're not the only one that has that kind of question. So yeah, feel free to ask away, or we can meet up when you get here. So feel free. And yeah, every Monday, Starbucks Reserve. It's an IT park. It's the one right in Ayala Mall. We'll be there too. So either way, yeah, congratulations, Jim. It's really exciting. I'm happy for you, man. Be careful too, right? So just a heads up, anyone coming in January, this is a busy time of year. With Sinulog, I mean, the town just explodes. So have your reservations, have your stuff set up. It really is a busy time of year. It's a time of year where the streets are just mobbed. It's hard to get around in taxis and stuff. You might want to look at the motorcycle taxi service. What's it called? Anchus, I think. But yeah, it's a busy time of year. Have your reservations. Best place to live in the Philippines. Ask yourself, do you enjoy brownouts? Yeah, another factor, Leo, right? And here in Cebu City, where I'm at. So this is something that my buddy pointed out to me. you know, because I have not experienced the brownouts. I had like one the entire year I was in Selenia. And the reason is because that is one, we are in the Cebu Business Park, right? You're in that foreigner bubble. You're around other businesses that require that uptime. But two, Selenia had backup generators. So anytime there was a power outage, you know, the generators kicked in. So really important factors if you're looking for that type of stuff. And, you know, whatever, if power is not a big issue for you, and like the guys in Dumageddon, when they deal with that, they just go to the beach, right? They just go and hang out. They do whatever. They get out of the house. So, you know, just kind of depends. But you're right. That's a factor. That's a factor. Yeah. Good morning from DK. Yes. Hope you didn't overeat. No, I didn't. I actually was struggling with a bug, guys. I was so sick. What was it? Saturday? I had I can't remember the Fahrenheit, but actually, I took a picture of it because I was so shocked. I had a high fever. In the United States, it was like 101. Yeah, 38.9. 39 Celsius temperature on Saturday. And I had that for almost 24 hours. Oof. Just a nasty bug, man. So I haven't been eating much over the past week, which is great. I probably needed it, you know? So yeah. But better now for sure. A little bit of a cough, but you know, but better. No fever. Good morning. Yeah, right. Let's see here. Scooter rental recommendations for a business to rent from. I have ridden many countries, so no worries on my end. Vietnam was the craziest. Yeah. You know, if you're coming to Cebu City, I still wouldn't rent a scooter. There's no need. It's more of a hindrance than it is a help, honestly. I mean, I'm just being straight with you. Get around with Grab and taxis. What are you going to do with your helmet? You know, all that stuff. It's just parking it. To get around here, it costs you less than 200 pesos to go the furthest destination. So it is really, it is a hindrance. You know, I've got my bike here. It's probably been a good month since I've rode it, just because it's a pain to kind of go around when you can just either walk a lot of the city, or you can, you know, just get a Grab or a taxi. So, but if you're going out of the city, and traveling around the island, I don't know of any personally, Jim, where you can rent scooters. I know they're here. You could probably look on Facebook to find some companies, but honestly, I don't know anyone who. I know there's a guy, Derek, with Q Adventures out in Lapu-Lapu. He rents there. It's kind of far away if you're here in Cebu City, but he rents. I don't know anyone here in Cebu City, but again, I wouldn't recommend it, Jim, unless you're going to if you're going to go from here to Mobile or whatever. And if you're, like you said, if you're a rider, let's road all over, then yeah, whatever, you know. No, though, too, man, the roads here are crazy, man. Just in every single way you can imagine. I mean, the road from Cebu City to Balambang, that road is intense. Parts of it are washed out, you know, and you're up in elevation where it gets cold. It's intense, man. Curvy, steep grade roads that aren't to any standard, you know. But yeah, I mean, if you really were like, hey, you know what? I've ridden all over the world. I'm a really good rider. I'm looking to ride all over Cebu, you know, and then maybe. But if you're just chilling out here in Cebu City, man, I would not get a scooter at all. I just wouldn't do it. I would just go Grabs, cabs, or rent or do the, what do you call Uncas, I think it is, for, you know, scooter taxi kind of deal. So yeah, great question though, Jim. I've heard all over the country meds are tough to find, like NyQuil or cold stuff. I hate to pack all that stuff, but I'm a crappy sick person and I need all my over the counter stuff. Yeah, Jim, it's a good point. It's a great question, because you're right. Some of that stuff can be a little bit hard to find, and it's different. You know, for an example, is Neosporin. Dude, I cannot find Neosporin to save my life, right? I was a big fan of Neosporin. I like, you know, whatever. I get a scraper cut like you. I like, oh, let's put some Neosporin on it. That doesn't exist. And then, but I did find some stuff. There's a thing called BioFlu, and it's a pill. And that's kind of like my go-to medication now for, like, if I don't feel good or whatever. So BioFlu. And then, yeah, NyQuil and stuff you might be able to find. The drugstores here are they're abundant. I'm a big fan of Watson and Mercury, and in Ayala Mall, in the big Ayala Mall, and the Ayala Mall terraces. there's a Mercury drugstore kind of by the H&M entrance, which is phenomenal. That one actually had a lot of inventory and had a lot of stuff there. So yeah, I would say Watson and Mercury would be your best bet, and then kind of knowing what the local stuff is here too. There's another one that's called, it's kind of funny. It's used for coughing and kind of chest breathing and respiratory. It's called Ass Cough. I was like, what the heck? So that's another one I found. You would think with Ass Cough it would be more for, you know, gas kind of stuff and not this kind of thing. But anyways, but yeah, a little bit different medication out here, and some stuff is a little bit hard to find. But if you go to Mercury and Watson, you might be able to find some stuff. Yeah, clothes, packing, shorts. Yeah, you know, so definitely for clothes wise, you're gonna want to dress for heat. But Jim, you're really gonna want to get heat gear, right? Like stuff that's good for heat, like these shirts and stuff, wicking material, not a lot of cotton. You know, your hats that are good for the sun. A camel pack, hydration. Man, that was one thing that I really wish I brought, which is key. You know, you might be doing a lot of walking around town. Camel pack, hydration, hat, an umbrella, good walking shoes, good, like maybe even like running shoes, you know, that kind of good stuff. Yeah, that would cover it. And if you're gonna, you know, everything like your shoes and stuff that you're bringing, make sure that they're tested, that they're like known good stuff, right? Don't bring something that's brand new that you've never worn to get here and find out that, you know, you can't even walk in them, you're getting blisters, right? So just known good stuff. But yeah, camel pack, definitely you don't need long pants or jeans. Yeah, none of that stuff. None of that stuff. It's hot and it's casual, especially here in Cebu, right? You know, some places might want you to wear a collared shirt. Very rare. Like, and then sometimes you can't wear what are called slippers here, like flip-flops. But both of those are very, very, very rare. There's been one instance where I've been denied access to a building because I had my slippers on, my flip-flops, right? So, and I like flip-flops, especially if you're going to go to the beach. You know, I have some flip-flops and a good pair of walking or running shoes. It's Boxing Day here in the UK. Is there a reason why it's called Watson Day in the Philippines? Huh. I did not know that. Yeah. Yeah, will all your focus be on the ukulele? That's great. Yeah, right? Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. Busy time for Cebu, I assume. Just crazy. Yeah. Yeah, it is. January is just nuts. And so what a lot of people do, right? A lot of people just get out of the city for January that have lived here for a while. They just leave Cebu City. And so yeah. And then, you know, other people obviously come and tourists will come and check it out. But Sinulog is just, it's a madhouse, man. It is a madhouse. It's busy, busy, busy. Yeah. I'm deeply saddened to hear about, yeah, no worries, Michael. I hear you, man. Yep. You must be a strong guy, because if you're like me, the emotions are intense. Watch out for your health, especially mental. We're here for no, Michael, honestly, I think we're both in a really good place around this. And I can definitely speak for myself. It was a situation where it was just unworkable, right? It really was unworkable. And sometimes in that dynamic of being the older, more mature person, you kind of have to say, like, you know, point out. It's like, look, this just doesn't work. You know, you've been in those relationships where, you know, it's difficult, right? It's just like you're, you know, just even, you know, it's like you're walking in concrete. You know, it's just really hard. And then you've been in those relationships where just things work, right? It's just like, oh, wow, yeah, there we are. We're just kind of floating through things, right? This was something that was very difficult for both of us. Now, it doesn't make Joe wrong or bad, and it doesn't make me bad and wrong. It's just, it was unworkable for the both of us, right? But yeah, no, I think, Michael, I think we're both in a good place about it. We really are. We recognize the unworkable, you know, aspect of the relationship and decided, hey, you know what? We're just really better off friends, and I'm excited about that. Can you travel and do more remote islands on a motorbike? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Philip, that'd be great. I do have to kind of watch a little bit of my budget. Honestly, that was another aspect of this. I really was, it was expensive for me in having, you know, a live-in partner. That was really expensive, and something so I got to watch my budget a little bit, at least. And the other aspect of this too is when Joe first got here, the YouTube channel was growing. It was actually making money. I was close to 1,000. Well, I had like 800 US that 1 month. It's like, man, this is great. If I can get in that 1,000 range, this is awesome. And then it just dived. And, I think the earnings on YouTube over the past couple months were like $100, so it was just like, it was like nothing. So I really have to kind of watch my budget. And if things start going better with YouTube, where it starts to make a little more money, then yeah, I can do a lot more travel around and stuff. So, but right now I have to kind of watch it. I do have a trip to Iloilo. I won't be driving though. It's actually going to be a flying trip. It'll be kind of the first time I've been on a plane in a long time since I went to Boracay, back in April. So I'm excited about that. But that would be great. Some things around that. I want to explore with a scooter. Okay, yeah. I rode to Toledo yeah, Jim. All right, I got you, brother. I got you. Yeah, Toledo, great, right? Just be careful if you're going over the Trans Central Highway. That road, Jim, is crazy. It's freaking epic. It is epic, man. There's a couple ways to Toledo, and one's the Trans Central Highway over to Balamban. Just be watchful of the weather and that kind of deal. Yeah. But yeah, you could, there's some options there. Yes. Yeah. Q Adventures. Derek over at Q Adventures. He's out on Lapu Lapu, so that might not be the most convenient place, but he is around here, and a great guy too, right? I met him a couple of times. Really good guy. So, but he does some stuff. I'm sure there might be quite a few places here I'm sure there's a lot of places that rent. Internet connection is looking good. What do you do to fix it? So a couple things, George. I reset everything before I started today. I rebooted the router, which is right there. Yeah, I rebooted the router. And then I went with a wired Ethernet connection. I bought, you can maybe see it right there too. It's a green Ethernet cable that's running. So I did a wired connection. Plus, I killed every other connection that's going on. I don't have anything else streaming. So Joe was here using, streaming whatever. And so I think it's a combination of that. I am still going to be going out to Globe, though, to see what we can do, if there's anything that can be due to increase the bandwidth, because I'm still think I'm only pulling like 50 down and like 5 or 6 up, and I should have at least 200 down. So yeah, I still have some work to do, but I think it's a little bit better right now. I may be mistaken about being called Watson Day in the Philippines. I'm not sure. I don't know the Philippines holidays, honestly. Some of them I have, but it just, they're a little bit obviously different holidays here, and sometimes it's come back to bite me. Where there was one time in particular we just got back from Dumaguete and we're on our way to, can't remember the other destination. We had one day here and it was a holiday and the banks were closed. So yeah, I think knowing those holidays is a little bit key. But yeah, I'm not completely familiar with the holidays that are here, honestly. Incompatibility, yeah, it happens, right? It's part of being in relationships and discovering and kind of dating and open yourself up. It's I think maybe we wish we can marry the first person we date in our life, and maybe if that works out, great. But for most of us, that just doesn't. And we have to kind of go through and pick a partner that works for us. And and for Joe and I, it was really kind of that the dynamic between the two of us was just, it didn't work out, right? So we had the maturity enough to really kind of recognize that and kind of move on. So but yeah, it happens, right? It happens. And guys too, it's not why I moved here. If anyone's been around the channel for long enough, you know that I didn't move to the Philippines to get married or date or any of that stuff. It wasn't on my top priority list. My top priority list was to have financial freedom, to have my day be about what I wanted it to be, and to just kind of create something new and start a new life here in the Philippines and be around happy people and that kind of deal. So in just a beautiful environment and travel. So dating wasn't really not a big deal for me, right? It wasn't a big pull. I mean, I'm not going to deny it's not a factor, right? It is part of it, but it wasn't the main reason why I moved here to the Philippines. And do I see myself being married? And I do. I see that down the road for me. I'm kind of the guy. I do like I've been alone, since 2020. So I do like MySpace and that kind of deal, but I also like the idea of a partner in life, so I do see that. It just, it's got to be where it's easy, you know. And I get there's moments in relationships where they're not, but it's got to be easier than harder, right? The short answer to the connection issues was Chris turned off his device on again, right? Freaking reboot and disconnected stuff. Yeah, if it's still Dean. It's not where I want it to be, right? It's not where I want it to be. Won't bore you with more questions. No, Jim, you're fine. Jim, this is what the lives are about. So really, if you got questions and want to talk about stuff, this is what we're here for. And you're not the only one with that question. You're really not. That's why I really feel that, ask away. Won't hope to meet you in January. Yeah, at the Starbucks gathering. Yeah. No, you're fine, man. Yeah. No worries. We'll see you there for sure. But ask away, seriously. And you can tell too, the chat isn't like freaking racing away here. So you're more than welcome to kind of, keep plugging away. So no worries. Hey, Chris, you mentioned before that part of the reason you moved to the Philippines was because you wanted to work on your health. How and what have you done towards that goal? So overall, Ben, over the past year that I've been here, I gotten back into strength training. I've been inconsistent around that, but strength training has been a big part of that. I'm back in the gym. There's a really great gym here at my new residence, so I'm excited about that. I also have a membership to Anytime Fitness, which I'm excited to be at in the IT park. I have not been to that gym yet, but I have been down to my residence, and I was just there yesterday. So I have a routine where I divide my body up into 3 parts. I do chest and tris one day, back and bis, and then legs and shoulders. So, and then I just kind of repeat that. So I have a strength training routine. I also have been running. I recently started running, well, about a year now. So I'm running, and I'm trying to get up to, about every other day. And I've had to stop because I was sick and that kind of deal. But that's actually going back on track as well. So it's been running, strength training, and then the other thing I'm looking to do that I haven't started yet is swimming. I got some really great advice early on from a gentleman who suggested I buy a snorkel and a mask and then just swim laps. That is phenomenal. Look, I know how to swim a little bit. Like I can swim, I can tread water and that kind of deal, but a lap swimmer, not at all. I don't even know how to do the front crawl super effectively, but having that snorkel and mask and allowing myself to like focus on like my kicks, even fins, honestly, just focus on my kicking and that kind of deal, man, that's been huge. So that's another part of what I'm up to regarding my health. And then just kind of looking a little bit more at like what I'm bringing into my body, that kind of deal. You really have access. Yeah, there's a lot of fried food and sugar and stuff like that, but you have fresh produce. You have a lot of fresh things here that you can get. And I'm going to be shooting some videos of the markets that are here. So that's kind of what I've been up to. And it is a little bit of a reset now that I'm kind of back to my being by myself, and a big part of my focus as well as YouTube. Those are the 2 things that I'm really up to in my life, is YouTube and then my health and fitness. So yeah, great question, Ben. Yes, Merry Christmas. Yes, Merry Christmas to you, Jamie. Hope things are good there in Mindanao. As someone who is highly emotional and subject to suicidal tendency, the thought of a relationship failing scares me to death. I get you, Michael, and I understand that. And I'm actually a little bit of, I think, what you call HSP as well. But I'm also the kind of guy who can recognize failure, and then I was pretty quick to recognize the failure in the relationship. And again, not that either one of us is bad and wrong and broken and did anything, right? It just didn't work. So I'm the kind of guy who can look at the situation and be like, you know what, this just doesn't have integrity, right? There's no workability in it. So yeah. It can be dramatic and it can be a little bit emotional, but if you can get to like the objective nature of it, right? Where, hey, look, these are the things that I need and want, and it's just not there for me, and vice versa, right? Where so it actually kind of makes it a little bit easier, and then getting with some velocity with that as well, so that way you're not, a year or 2 years into it and you're like, oh crap, right? So, really kind of getting quick with that too, if that helps. But I hear you, Michael. Yep. Jim, I hear another vlogger say it's better to be alone than being with someone who wishes you were alone. Yeah, man. Being with someone wishing you were alone. Absolutely, Jim. We've talked about this before. As an older gentleman dating a lot of times a younger Filipino, you're going to find yourself in a situation where you are a mentor in this young person's life, and you just have these experiences. And it doesn't mean you're better. It doesn't mean any of that crap. It doesn't mean you're smarter. You've lived in some cases twice as long. So you have access to more experiences. So, just those experiences help you make decisions on these relationships. Like, you know what, I've been through this before. I've seen it. This just doesn't work. But yeah, yep. So you just have to be, take on that kind of role in that relationship sometimes here. Get out, enjoy life, bikes, and nature is key to mental. Yes, I'm with you, man. And I'm here, man. I'm really excited, Morton. Kind of the area of town that I'm into. I'm right at the base of the mountains, and I could just rip up the Trans Central. So I haven't been able to get even on the bike at all, but I can't wait to get out and do some stuff on the bike. I'm really excited. I got a buddy of mine. I think he might be in town now. He might be taking my bike up the canyon too here in a minute to go ride around. But yeah, yep. Steve, did you have to adjust to the sun setting early every day? Yes, Steve. That's a great question, Steven. Sorry. Great question. And I did. That was an adjustment just because too. So look, I lived the last 20 plus years in Colorado. And in the summertime in Colorado, the sun sets at like what, 8, almost 9 o'clock at night, right? This time of year, it sets like whatever, 4:30ish. But so when you think about summertime, warmer temperatures and stuff, for me, the last 20 years of my life was later at night. So it feels like summer, but the sun sets at 6. So yes, that was an adjustment, something I wasn't anticipating. But it did kind of shock me a little bit the first several months that I was here, that and it doesn't change, because we're 9 degrees latitude, so it doesn't change at all from December 21st to June 21st, right? It just doesn't change. So it's just pretty much the same time every year, right around 6. So yeah, great question. It was an adjustment. Yep. Do you have a target age range for the next relationship? I don't actually, Philip. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I'm not sure. And I have some question about what I want to do in that. Do I want to date? I just want to just chill. I think I just really want to focus on YouTube and kind of my health and YouTube and kind of do that. I don't know. Yeah, great question. Yeah. There's something else I was going to say about this. Oh, yeah. The other thing about the sun setting every day at like 6 is I don't like to kind of drive and stuff, my motorcycle at night. So that's also another big adjustment is kind of riding around at night, and it sets every day at 6. So a little bit of an adjustment, because I would ride my motorcycle in Colorado, to whatever, 8, 9 at night, and here, so anyways, I was thinking about that while I was thinking about this one as well. But yeah, I'm not sure about the next relationship. For me, it's a little bit early. If I look at who I've been in the past regarding relationships, I have a tendency to date and then not date for an extended period of time. So who knows? Maybe that will be how it plays out. But that's historically who I've been in the world of dating, is I'll date for a while and then be single for a couple of years, and then date for a while and then be single, and whatever. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't necessarily have an attachment to that, but that is how the previous 50 years have gone. Easier than harder is key. You're on the right path, Grasshopper. Yeah, Joe. Yeah, thank you, brother. No, it feels good here. It does. I love being here. I love, this is my life. I love it. I get to focus on this kind of stuff. Now, it's amazing, right? I mean, time is one of those things that it's kind of like when you move into a 4-bedroom house, you have all this room and you fill up that space. It's amazing what you do. The space gets filled up. Time is the same thing, right? Where it just, I'm not working, that kind of deal, but my time fills up, and I still have the experience of being really busy. So, excuse me. Yeah, sorry, a little bit of a cough, but yeah, really. But it's going, guys. It's going great. It really is. It's going really well. Yeah, your pad is nice. I love the sofa. I can survive on it. Yeah, man. Yeah, this place is amazing. Shout out to you, Taco, and you know who you are, for having me be here. I mean, this place is it's incredible. It is kind of like it's gonna ruin me though. It's gonna be hard to go anywhere else after here. Yeah, it really is. I'm not sure what I'll do. I'm here through October. The three styles of workout you mentioned are known as the Bruce Willis workout. Oh, that's great. You should have stayed away from her if you didn't plan on doing any of those things. Marriage commitment. Yeah, she knows those things are still good. You didn't. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I want to get married, right? And that's the part of the thing. And Joe talked a little bit about this too. But it's just you don't know. You don't know if it's going to work until you start dating somebody. I mean, you can't. Yeah, I want to get married. I want to have a relationship, and then you're like, you get in this relationship, and it just doesn't work, guys. That's what happened. If I would have known going into it where we're at and it didn't work, you're right. Obviously, wouldn't. If I would have known that with my wife, I wouldn't have gotten married. I would have gotten married. It's just what you're saying. Just you can't. None of us have a crystal ball. None of us have the ability to kind of go in and say. So, unfortunately, that's kind of just what happens in the world of dating. Is you can't predict how it's going to work between two people. There's certain things you can look at initially as you meet someone in their first impressions, but it's hard. Those first impressions are just that. You really don't get to know somebody until you've been in it. But I understand. And, if you're someone who's connected with Joe, look, I get it. I get it. I do. What is the cause of some of your sickness since you've been there? Have you had some bad food from the streets? I haven't had really any bad food on the streets. A couple times I've had some street food that have upset my stomach, but for the most part, the food hasn't got me. Respiratory stuff, cough. I've had some flus. I would say some flus where I've had fever, aches. I've had like 3 or 4 of them. But there's different bugs out here, different viruses, and I think we have to we just adjust to those. But yeah, so that kind of deal. And I know a lot of people, guys who come out here, they get sick. Like they were just not used to the viruses and bugs are out here. And then, we get sick a couple times and then we're fine. I think another thing that gets guys is the aircon. They don't necessarily clean or get them serviced. You really have to get those cleaned and serviced every probably 3 or 4 months or so. Otherwise, you're just blowing mold into your environment, and that can get you sick too. Down here, right over my shoulder, sorry, wherever that is, that's actually an air filter. So I have an air filter system that I bought that cleans out my air because of that reason. So, but those are some of the things it's an adjustment here. It's an adjustment here. But the food, honestly, it hasn't bothered me. I do know guys, though, who've had some food issues. They've had some infections they had to get to take some antibiotics for. I know a couple guys. So you do have to be careful, though, kind of what you eat. But for the most part, I haven't had any issues. Yes. Yes. My own Magandang Umaga. Yes, Magandang Umaga. Hope all is good there, brother. Hope you're good. Yeah, Merry Christmas. Rich, just wanted to say, hey, I hope it's all well. Unfortunately, my life is a bit turmoil, but I'm pushing forward. Oh, shoot, man. I'm sorry, brother. Yeah, no, I get it. Oh, rough. I'm sorry, man. Yeah, best wishes there, Rich. Yeah, I really hope you're doing all right with that. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's rough, brother. Yep. Just a lot of work, not only the emotional stuff, but just the work that's involved in that kind of stuff too. So yeah, take care there, man. Do you ever enjoy the occasional cigar? And is it possible to bring small amounts of cigars in the Philippines? I don't smoke cigars, but I know guys who do, and there is a little bit of a cigar kind of club or get together. There is that's here. My one buddy Eric, he's really big into cigars and scotch or whiskey, whatever. And yeah, that is out here. I don't know much about it. I don't smoke myself, but yeah, that is out here. You really need to ask and listen closely to the girl you're with. always meet them for coffee during the day, so you can make a quick exit. Yeah, she's not a good fit. Yeah, no, I think that's great, especially in those early stages of dating. You know, a coffee luncheon is perfect, right? You know, you can meet up for coffee in the middle of the day at a public space, IL Mall, whatever. You know, I see a lot of that, and then great if it works out. Hey, you know what? Let's go get some dinner or whatever. But you're right. You know, that's a great tip. Howdy, Chris. Good morning. Watching from IT Park. Howdy, neighbor. What's up? Yeah, nice, man. Nice. I'm really excited about being in the IT Park area. Yeah, I like because I've been in the business park the past year, and now I'm about a 20-minute walk. You know, whatever, 5-minute cab ride to IT Park. So I'm really excited about being in this area. I like it. I started my time in the Philippines in IT Park, so I'm excited to kind of be back. It's a nice area. I'll be doing videos about IT Park for sure. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, we should get together. If I don't know you, Paul, come by every Monday at 2:00, and we do meetups. Sorry. I flew into Manila in the past many years ago, and the taxis were a ripoff. Guys, don't do cabs in Manila. Just don't do them. Go to just do Grab. Do Grab in Manila. Don't even try to do a cab. Or yeah, don't even try to do a Grab. Blah. Don't even try to do a taxi in Manila. It's a ripoff. Yep. No, Cebu taxis, not a problem. I've never had a problem. The one problem I've had with a Cebu taxi, and it's whatever. It's kind of my fault and their fault, right? Is they sometimes don't have change, especially for big bills, right? And this is probably a global deal, right? You hand someone a $20 bill for a $5 cab, and they're like, oh, I don't have change, right? So same thing can happen here. That is the only problem I've had with the taxi drivers. They all run their meters. You don't even want to bring it up, gentlemen. I know guys who are like, immediately they get in a cab and they think they need to negotiate. Dude, just ride. Tell them where you're going and ride. So no problems at all with the Cebu taxi service at all. Now, I've moved a little bit more towards Grab, simply because I like the fact that I can put my destination in, and I can just hop in and go. Now, it's a little more expensive, maybe 20 to 30 more pesos for that Grab, and it takes a little bit longer sometimes. But I think if you're just coming here, taxis are fine. I've never had a single issue. And I take taxis everywhere, right? Yeah, really great question, Jim. Keep plugging away, dude. Keep plugging away. You're fine with the questions. Yep. Time change in the States, getting dark. Yeah. But thankfully, your summer solstice, right, or winter solstice, your days get a little bit longer. Dude, what's up, man? Things are great. I'm pretty sure I know you're from the States. I haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, man. Things are good here. Things are good. Traveling around, living life. A little bit of a bug a little bit of a cough, but yeah, digging it, man. Digging it. Hope you're good there. Hope all is well. Dude, give a shout out for me for the algorithm, man. I mean, come on. You work for Google. At least I hope you do. I hope things are going well for you, though. You and your family. Yeah, cheers. If I think that's you. Yeah, I'm 65. 65 days from retirement. Yeah. 10 days I'll be there. Good for you, brother. Yeah, congratulations. Exciting. It's hard to say that casual dating. So it is, Philip. Is it hard to stay in the casual? I think so. I think it is. And you go really fast to like relationship. But honestly, I don't mind that, man. I'm not a kind of guy who likes to date multiple Filipinos at the same time. It's just, that's never been my speed, or multiple people. I've never been that kind of guy. I like kind of, whatever, dating one person at a time. But yeah, and so they're old fashioned, they're conservative. It's what a lot of us kind of move out here for in a lot of ways. So I think maybe in Cebu City, it's a little more modern in that, possibly. I don't know. I'm no expert really on a ton of the dating stuff. I mean, a little bit, just because I've dated now a couple times with a couple different Filipinos, and I do live here and I talk to a lot of foreigners. But yeah, I mean, I think it is. would be hard to casually date here, especially in comparison to the West. Not even close. Maybe in Manila, maybe here in Cebu. I'm just kind of a rookie in that area too, and I've always been, right? Just kind of how I date. I showed up late. Is it safe to assume you guys are not together anymore? Yeah, I'm going to base on the comment. Yeah, man. Yeah. Joel and I, we split up. We're just, we're friends. It's been kind of this long. It really probably, I think, since late October, we were like, this really isn't working, but let's give it whatever another month just to kind of see where we're at. But yeah, it's been, kind of done for a while for both of us. We're really just kind of ready to move on and be friends. So yeah. Did you get any vaccines before arriving? Well, excuse me. I had my COVID vaccine. You had to at the point when I got here. You had to be vaccinated with COVID. And I just went to my doctor and asked, hey, I'm looking to travel to the Philippines. What vaccine should I get? And there was a couple that they recommended. I can't remember all of them. There was hepatitis ones. And the hepatitis vaccines, guys, they took like 8 months to get fully vaccinated. But there was a hepatitis, I want to say maybe a typhoid too. And some people talk about rabies, although I didn't get that. And obviously tetanus, so that kind of stuff. But, talk to your doctor there in your home country, and they'll give you the best advice on that kind of deal. Hey, Jojo, how are you? Yes, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Hope things are great for you there. And yeah, I'm looking forward. I see a trip to Manila in 2024. I don't really know exactly when, but I can see you being there. So I'll definitely let you know when I go. Hope things are good for you and your guy. Yeah. Thanks again. Yeah, I'm watching you with cold flu is definitely. Yeah, it's just I get a bug every now and then. I got a little bit of a cough right now. Man, I was sick though. Oof. Yeah, really, really high fever for almost 24 hours. It was rough. Sorry to hear it. Yeah, no doubt, Rich. You too. Yeah, I'm really sorry to hear about that, brother. Temperature adjust the key. Do you have aircon lower than 8 degrees Celsius from outside? Okay. Yeah, escape you from coughing. The other thing, Morton, that I've been doing, this aircon actually has a dehumidify setting, and I've been pretty much just running that. I don't really have the air conditioning running so much, but I have it on dehumidify, and it pulls all the moisture out. And actually, that's kind of what I've been pretty much running. Don't do cabs. Okay. I thought I knew you, FPB legend, but it doesn't sound like it. Yeah. Don't do cabs in Paris either. They rip off as well. Yeah. Dude, do I know you? Did I work with you at H&H? Japanese is a must. When infection mosquitoes bite can kill you. Malaria is not a factor. Yeah. I haven't heard of that. Yeah, I haven't not heard of that. Yeah, all right. I thought that was you, dude. Did you go to Paris? Cool, man. 750, 754. Yeah, nice. Yeah, no, I thought it was you. Oh, somebody's at my door. 1 second. Oh, nice. Salamat. Yeah. Yeah, I got my water delivered, guys. So cool. Sorry about that. Oh, wow. That tracked me all the way around. That's freaking amazing. Yeah, so got my water delivered, as you probably saw. Yeah, I thought that was you, dude. Yeah, good for you, man. Dude, got to put in a word for me at Google if you're still there, right? Yeah, nice, man. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Jim, so ATMs are plentiful near the Quest Hotel. I assume you don't run out of cash. I assume they don't run out of cash. Yeah, so if you're just doing a trip, Jim, just bring cash. Well, yeah, if you're staying at the Quest, the rooms are secure. You got a safe in there. But yeah, there's ATMs all around there. Yeah, you should be good. Yep. I don't use ATMs at all. I send myself cash every now and then. I live in a really secure place, but yeah. Yes, yeah, Rich. No worries, brother. Yeah, man, that's rough. That's rough. Yeah, I've missed the last few lives, but I've been trying to keep up. Yeah, no, dude. Isn't this amazing, man? So this guy right here, he and I worked together at my old law firm, and I had talked about doing this. I was like, I should do it. I should just go. I should just sell everything and go. He's like, dude, just go for it, man. Go for it. It was so funny. So funny. So funny to be here right now, right? Man, I hope things are great for you and your family, dude. Really, really cheers to you. Yeah, you guys should come out and check it out, man. It's nice, man. It's a different dynamic for sure. Definitely hot, definitely on the warm side. Every man repeats a story. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I would like to offer a gift of the discount membership to the contest creative content. Okay. All my good friends. All right. Come grow your channel. Okay. Colds, I think, are going out. We are sick a few days before Xmas wife tested. Oh, okay. It is. So it's just out for 3 of us, still sick. Yeah. There's a bug flying around here too. Yeah, I got it. Really, I was really sick. Yeah, I went to London. All right. Yeah, dude. Congratulations, man. Yeah, so good. Congratulations for you both. And yeah, your whole family. That's great. When I asked about casual dating, I was more talking about non-moving in together right away. Yeah, Philip, I think that might work. But here's an interesting thought and kind of dynamic around that we have to think about as we get here. Because we try to do this online stuff sometimes, and you're going to meet girls, especially. So you come to Cebu City and you get online or whatever, you try these websites, you're going to meet girls from all over the Philippines. And well, what are you going to do with that, right? Well, you got to bring them here or you got to go there. So that's why it's just, because I see this all the time. Well, Joe's from Leyte, right? So if I would have met somebody locally and then maybe had a lot, casual dating, then yeah, that would be different. Or not a live-in relationship, So it's a great point, Philip. And I think something for me, definitely, I would want to date somebody who's here in Cebu City and then not have it be a live-in, right? Versus somebody who maybe is from Mindanao, and not that there's anything wrong with those regions or anything like that. It's just then it becomes an environment where they have to live with me. And just with Joe, I did discover I need my space sometimes. I can't necessarily be 24/7, especially with someone I don't really know, right? Or I'm learning to know, but great point, Philip. And yeah, I definitely think that is possible. Yeah, make sure you close the door. You go to the toilet. I want to see your Vin Diesel. Yeah, it was pretty wild how the camera tracked me around over there. It was great. It's got pretty good tracking. I wasn't anticipating that it would bring me around all the way over there. Oh, yeah, I love seeing the videos. Always remember us talking about them. I'm glad you're out there living your dream. Isn't it crazy, man? Isn't it crazy? Dude, so we worked the pandemic together. And so, those kind of things, right? We kind of remember, and we're always going to remember in our lives, like where were you September 11th and where were you during the pandemic? So, this guy and I, Brandon, we worked together during the pandemic. So really, really cool. And just kind of fun to see this whole thing, happening, right? As we had talked about it. So yeah, thanks to you, brother. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, I already got my typhoid vaccine. And all the Hep, all the Hep stuff. I didn't get the Japanese. Okay. I haven't heard of that. It said 1 hour. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, man, that would be great. I'd love to talk to you. That's an incredible, the Cleveland Clinic. Yeah. Yeah. I'd love to talk to you maybe when you get here about that conversation. Because I think a lot of people would find value in that. Yeah. Yeah. Really awesome. Yeah. Thanks for that. Appreciate that. Not sure you ever had to get the COVID inoculation in the Philippines. I arrived, same as you. Yeah. I think it was a requirement. So there were some things around the time when I got here. They're saying that Cebu dropped the requirements, but everywhere else in the Philippines did. But yeah, I had already had my vaccine, so I wasn't really worried about it. But yeah, it wasn't a big deal for me. Have I been to other Southeast Asian countries? Roy, I have not. That could be in my 2024 radar. I really would love to go out to Vietnam and Bangkok. Those are two places. Well, Vietnam, Bangkok, Cambodia. There's just Yeah, Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, so many places I want to get to here. I mean, it really opens the door for a lot of Southeast Asia, and you can do a lot of it right from here in Cebu. So yeah, coming for a 2 month trip and this group trip in March. We'll carry on backpack, my meds, 5K cash, NyQuil. That's great, man. Yeah, it sounds like you got it. You got it, man. Oh, that's awesome, man. 2 month trip, man. Wow, good for you. Good for you. Yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah. Wow, shocked that you don't use an ATM. I assumed ATMs were the norm. Western Union and Remitly gives us such crap exchange rate with a fee. I don't want to bring enough cash for 3 months. Yeah, Jim. So here's what happened to me. I brought 5,000 cash with me, and so I just got used to having cash around. And what I did is I would take 1,000 US at a time and just exchange it over to pesos, and then I'd have whatever. I'd have pesos, and then when I got down, I would do it. So I just continue doing that. So I'll just wire myself whatever 100,000 pesos at a time, and then when it gets down, I'll just go get more, and that's worked for me. And I don't have to worry about ATMs. I don't have to worry about fees. I don't have to worry about them running out of cash. I don't have to worry about my card getting like scammed by swipers or what. You know what I mean? I just don't have to worry about all that. It gives me a lot of like freedom and a lot of peace of mind just dealing with the way I deal with it. So it really works for me. I'm a fan of that way. And maybe do I get the best exchange rate? Maybe not. But it kind of the ease is more important than to go to an ATM. I got to get 10,000 pesos out. I mean, and then okay, great. I use my Charles Schwab account that gives me that. It's just I don't know, man. It's a headache to me. And then I got to stand there at an ATM machine, and it just I didn't want to bother with all that stuff. So I send myself 100,000 every now and then use that till it runs out, and then I go do it again. It's just really convenient. Yeah. Anyone on your live chat know if ATMs give out a better exchange rate? Yeah. Great question. I think they give you the exchange rate, right? Don't they give you the kind of what it is? Yes, date a girl that lives in your area you want to live makes everything so much better. Yeah. And that's what kind of important too about picking the city where you want to be at, right? Picking that area. Be here in Cebu City, there's a lot of dating options. So yeah, no, absolutely. I agree with that. And then when you get in that city, you're going to meet, just focus on meeting girls naturally, organically. I tell you, if you're here in Cebu City, don't go to the Ayala Mall and try to meet women. It's just, there's so many dudes doing that already, right? Go to SM City and go there. And that would be a much better option. Go there and have lunch 3 times a week, but not any of the Ayala malls. Yep. Jim, I used a cheap little pistol safe. Yeah. On Amazon, bring cash and use money charge changer when I need more pesos. I still don't trust hotel safes. Yep, you're right. A lot of restaurants you could use a debit card. Yep. And then if you're living here, there's other strategies with Gcash and stuff like that. So yeah, I just never had it. I've actually had to use an ATM one time, somewhat recently too, where I was telling you that example of the Philippines holiday. I had to. It was a holiday, banks were closed. I had to use an ATM then, but yeah, whatever. It's, I haven't really needed them. Sort of awake early enough to catch this live. Yeah, man. Yeah, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Yeah, without giving out too much personal information, what condos do you recommend in proximity to the mall? Yeah, TextPat. So I moved from that area, but let's take a look. I'll bring up my map again, and because I do like to show you guys on a map anytime we're talking about destinations. So there's some really good areas. Hold on, let's get to Cebu City. Yeah, all right, Ramos Fruit Stand. 1 second, I'm sorry. Where the heck are we? Oh, there's IT Park. All right, okay. So here is the Cebu Business Park. Now, the hotel the place I stayed in forever was Selenia. Love this place, and it's this whole region right here. Really phenomenal condominium, multiple units. Like I said, 4 towers, hundreds of units, right across the street. I mean, it's so convenient. So this is the condominium area here. There's also some condominiums all throughout this loop in here. I've got a buddy that lives down in this area, down in here, as well as down in here. The best thing that you could do is when you get here, you know, get an Airbnb for a month and then just start walking around. Just start going into these condominiums and they all have security desks. Go in there and say, look, I would like to, can you have a list of names where available units? And they're going to give you 4 or 5 different numbers that you can call and you can look at some units. So, or if you're looking to rent long term, you could use my guy Ram, who's in my comment section or the community tab. You could use my guy Ram to find a place. Now, granted, like I said, you're gonna want to use him for like 6 month stuff. But yeah, those are some tips you could use. So the other thing, another area, so that's the Cebu Business Park, but over here is the IT Park. So in IT Park, you can do, there's a Vita Towers that are right over here. Yeah, so this is the Vita Tower Riella. That's the new construction. And there's another Vita Tower here. These are a little bit run down. This was where my Airbnb was at. Great location though, right? Right across from the Subu Mikado, which is a big eatery, right across from the Isla Mall. But this whole region here, and again, you can get here and just look for a high-rise building, walk into it and say, hey, look, are there any units available? And you're going to get numbers. So those are some strategies that I would do. And guys, it's not like other areas of the Philippines. It is so easy to find a place here in Cebu City. There is an abundance of places. There really are. So you can get here, you know, you get an Airbnb for a month and you will find a place easily in that time frame. So not a problem, right? So yeah, those are some strategies. So Selenia is the one I stayed in and I love it. But even beyond that, what you can do just to find a place is just start walking around. Sorry, I'm just kind of situating myself a little different. But yeah, hope that helped. A pistol case is also a great place to keep your passport. Yeah. I haven't had any issues with any of that kind of stuff. For one, you know, I don't travel around with my passport anymore. I keep it here, but yeah, no, absolutely. Things to look out for if you're kind of traveling around with cash and those documents. Yeah, you got a lot to look forward to. New experiences are going to happen when you travel. For me, so rewarding to see other cultures, food, etc. I'm with you, Roy. You know, for me, there's so much here in Southeast Asia, all of it, right? We talked about Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, just so much for us to see. I'm really excited about it. I can't wait to get out. Bangkok might be my first trip, or Kuala Lumpur. I'm not sure. A lot of places, so many places, you know. Sure, we can talk about it. The Japanese encephalitis was recommended to get after arriving in the Philippines. She also recommended baby. Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll look at the rabies shot. That is one I've heard of, as well as I'll look at the Japanese encephalitis. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah. Are they set up for tap and go with your card? Just wondering because I was shocked how set up they are. They don't use tap and go. They use an application here, Brandon, called Gcash. So really convenient. I would compare it similar to like that or Apple Pay. It's just an application, and usually what you'll have is a QR code at the vendor or restaurant, and then you can scan. You can open up the app and then scan the QR code, and you can pay through that. It is internet connections required, or your cell carrier is required. So if you're in an area with bad connectivity, it's not the best of options. But that's kind of the service that they have here is with a service called Gcash. It also does require a Philippines phone number. So yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. So I'm seeing here on Facebook, I wonder if my Facebook posts are coming through. Is there anyone, like I said, this is a test where I'm broadcasting out to Facebook. I wonder, is there anyone on the Facebook post that's actually, oh yeah, I see some, sorry about that. I'm just kind of looking at it in a couple different ways. I think that's a Facebook post. Yeah, is anyone on watching this via Facebook, just let me know if that's working. I know we're an hour and a half into it, but I just got curious about that. Because for me, I can't differentiate if it's coming from YouTube or Facebook. How long do those bottles of water last? So yeah, they'll last me, I don't know. Those were a week. So I use what? Those are 5 gallon. So I use 10 gallons a week. And that kind of was two of us though, two with Joe. So yeah. Yeah. And they cost 30 pesos a jug. So that 5 gallons costs 30 pesos. That's pretty cheap. I didn't phrase this right, Chris. I meant, is it legal to have cash? Is it legal to have cash? NyQuil. Okay. Yeah. Okay. NyQuil and prescription meds on the plane. So yes, you can have, I think it's up to 10,000. You can bring in up to 10,000 US cash. And you can actually bring in more of that. There's some processes that you'd have to go through, paperwork that you'd have to fill out. So I would probably bring less than 10,000 cash. For one, you probably don't want to carry that much with you. But yes, you can have cash with you. Prescription meds, you just want to make sure that they're probably in the prescription pill bottle with your actual active prescription. They are pretty sensitive, I believe, to certain narcotics and things like that, like pain medications, things like that. So you'd want to be careful around that. But I would think as long as you're in it's in the pill bottle with a prescription, I think you should be all right. Yeah. No worries, man. No worries. Have you tried payment process such as Apple Pay or the equivalent? And if it's in your home country currency, they don't have Apple Pay, Dean. The only thing, like I said, they have is that Gcash, which is similar, where you go to pay for, and a lot of places have Gcash or PayMaya, but it's the same thing where they'll, next to the register, they'll have like a QR code that you can scan and then pay with the application. So that would be they don't have Apple Pay though. Yeah. She also said to be careful in the province because of snakes, especially spitting cobras. Okay. They date cobras annually, 100 per deaths per 100,000. Okay. Wow. Okay. That's quite high. Interesting. Yeah. I haven't seen any snakes since I've been kind of out and about. Yeah. ATMs. Yeah. And it works for everybody. It's just preference. I like the fact that I just don't have to worry about it. I've used them, but I don't have to worry about it. There is a Citibank in Cebu. Any reason why you don't take advantage of an American bank ATM? Yeah, I haven't needed it. I haven't needed to use ATMs just other than the one time. I hadn't had any reason. I haven't needed it really. Once you have a local bank account, I use Wise to transfer my money from home to the bank. And yeah, Roy, I think a lot of people do that. Is exactly what you're talking about. They use Wise to just transfer themselves cash to their Philippines bank account and then do it that way. Yep. Yeah, John McNally, my trick recommendations, Chiang Mai, Thailand. I think you'll dig it. Absolutely, John. John, when I was looking to move to Southeast Asia, Chiang Mai was on my list. I mean, it was a destination I was really considering moving to. And then I started looking at the Philippines, which kind of changed that a little bit. But I would love to go to Chiang Mai, and I think you're right. What would be really cool, John, that I'd love to do is fly into Bangkok, spend a couple days in Bangkok, and then take that train up to Chiang Mai, just to kind of ride it, and then spend, 3 or 4 days in Chiang Mai, and then come home. So yeah, or whatever, slow roll, right? Take some more time. So I'm with you on that. Yeah, great video, man. Glad all is well. Have to step away. Yeah, man. Thanks, Brandon. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks for being here. Really cool. Yeah. NyQuil is okay as long as it's travel size, no big bottles. Okay. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, absolutely. Come to one of the coffee shops, guys. Come to one of the coffee shops for sure. When it comes to Gcash, will I be able to set it up so my UK account, when paying in the Philippines, will it convert automatically? Yes. So I use Remitly, and I transfer myself with Remitly to myself into Gcash, and it converts automatically. So yep, it does that. Oh, we're all caught up. Good. That's what you did. You traveled Bangkok and travel north and south. Yeah, man, I'm excited to do. I will do that trip at some point. I will absolutely do that trip at some point. Flying to Bangkok and then travel over Thailand, and maybe even travel over Thailand by motorcycle. I know a lot of people who who ride. There's actually a lot of riding companies there that you can do tours and stuff all through Chiang Mai, northern Thailand. I can definitely see you doing some riding in Thailand. Hey, Gary, how's it going, man? Hope you're good. Yeah, I hope you're good. Doing that in February, Bangkok, then trained in Chiang Mai with a sleeper room. Yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm really excited. Yeah, I hope you're doing good, man. Nice to meet you the other day, too. One disadvantage on rallying ATMs is lineups. Yep. And it's sometimes a month out of cash simply. Yeah, no, I agree, man. To me, they just seem more of a headache. And I just didn't want to deal with it. I'd rather just transfer myself cash and then kind of have that be a way of getting it than having to deal with an ATM. And some ATMs you can get more, and some of them you can get like whatever 10,000, and to me they were more of a hassle than I mean I had a Schwab account, so, and even my U.S. bank account, they had free ATMs to a certain. I think I had 1 or 2 free ATMs per month, but I just why bother? I mean, I had a system that was working for me, so just kind of stuck with it. Yes, if you travel with medicine, it's a good idea to bring your prescription or a photocopy of your prescription just in case you need it. Absolutely. And really, depending on the medication, you got to be careful. You really do. So it is a good question. Um, this is a country that I think is pretty strict when it comes to narcotics and pain medication. So you got to be really cautious and careful around that kind of stuff. I think I'll have this set up when I'm there. Yeah, no, absolutely. You Gcash and stuff like that. You have to get set up here. It does require a Philippines phone number to get set up. Grab also too. So those are some things like when you get your Philippines phone number, some things you want to do right off the bat, right? Yep. I've been waiting to ask this for a while, but now that you're single, I can respectfully throw it out there. I'm a bit of a boob fan. Are there Filipinas that are there Filipinos that are more buxom there? Just my thing. Oh, no worries. Yeah, no, and there are. There's really all kinds of body types here in the Philippines. Although there's not a lot of really like tall Filipinos. So if you're into tall women, you're going to be a little bit of a disappointment here. But most girls are on the shorter side. Joe is actually a tall Filipina. She's what, 5'4", so and thin. But yeah, no, I would say like you're all different kind of body sizes here, other than they're shorter than kind of what we're used to. But yeah, absolutely, dude. You're right. All different kinds of body types, right? Yeah, and then not a lot of differences in hair though. So you'll have curly hair, but everyone's pretty much dark haired, and then dark eyes. So that would be one kind of really common deal. But as far as bigger boobs or smaller boobs, or that kind of smaller butt, bigger butt kind of deal, or thicker or thinner, on general though too, they're a lot thinner than I would say like Western. They're a lot thinner, but as far as that kind of body stuff, they're all over the place. Yeah. No worries, man. Good question. Any regrets moving there? I don't have any regrets moving here, not yet anyways. I'm still, after being here a year, I still feel like I'm in the honeymoon phase in a lot of ways. So yeah, I like it here. I really love it here. I do. I'm excited to have kind of my time and what I want to do with my life. I can focus on things. I can focus on travel. I'm not working for a job or a company that doesn't really appreciate me, and which was kind of a lot of my last experiences with corporate America. So I'm really excited to kind of be doing what I want to do with my time. And I get to do that here. So, I'm also kind of a guy who can really just kind of work from here, right? Like, a lot of us in pandemic, right? We just kind of shut our worlds down. We're inside our house. So as long as I have a decent living experience and a good environment around me, it doesn't necessarily matter what's going on all around me. I can really kind of shut myself in and, have access to gym and healthy ways of eating and living. I'm pretty much a happy guy. I can live pretty easily. I don't need a lot of stuff like that. And the main requirement for me is just being around happy people. And you have that here. It's really incredible to be around people who have very little, but are just They're just happy. They're, hi, how are you? Nice to see you. Good morning. Thank you, sir. They're just happy, respectful people. And I love that about being here. Love that, man. Absolutely love it. And then it is beautiful. I spent the past 20 years in Colorado, which was absolutely gorgeous. But, I was living in the mountains and dry. And here I'm in the water. It's beautiful. It's beach. It's sunny. So I just really love it here. Now, I can see down the road where I would miss maybe the change of seasons and stuff like that. But, I don't know. Maybe I won't. But, I can see potentially that kind of deal. Being at the pool at Christmas was nice. But, maybe 20 years from now, it's like, oh, man, I wish I had a snow, So, yeah, no regrets right now. Honestly, there really isn't. I'm really excited about being here. I'm excited about 2024. So, yeah, really cool. Great question. Yeah, thanks, Chris. Yeah, I need my NyQuil homies. Yeah, man. Oh, that's great. The Gcash. Can you also put money in your Gcash account with pesos at 7-Eleven? Ooh, I don't know. Possibly. Yeah, there's a lot there at that 7-Eleven, little kiosks. Yeah, you might be able to do that. Yeah, really interesting. So do you have a local bank account? How do you withdraw cash, or do you pick it up at Palawan or Mueller? I don't have a local bank account, not yet. I tried once and didn't get one. So yeah, I will look to get one. It's another thing I just haven't really needed, but I'll look to get in a bank account at some point. But I just send myself cash, and then I can go to a bank and pick it up. I am going to be checking out a new service. I can't remember what it's called, but it's up at the top floor at Ayala Mall. I'm going to be going there and signing up with them. It's just like it's like a Western Union, and then I can just go there and pick up my cash. But you could do it in any bank. When you actually use Remitly to send yourself the cash, it gives you a list of like 20 different places that you can go and pick it up. Yeah, I think Palawan, Mueller, those were all options. I was going to BDO, and while it worked, it was great. It just took an hour. I'd get a ticket. It'd take me whatever, sometimes 45 minutes to get called. And then when you get called, you got to fill out this paperwork. So, but yeah, you can pick it up in a bunch of places. It'll tell you where. CB Radio in the house. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know that channel, but it sounds like people do. So yeah, no, I really appreciate you being here, CB Radio. And yeah, thanks for being here, man. I don't know your channel, but I'll look you up after. Yeah, Morton. When you have the bug to get out, yeah, and edit the motorbike. Oh, when I get rid of the bug, yeah, edit the motorbike dealer video. Yeah, I still have that. I might just kind of reshoot it, Morton, but just because when I went out to Ducati, they were closed. Their lobby was closed, and I couldn't get out there and shoot it. But yeah, I need to edit and get that video out. Yeah, you can't. Okay, good. You can't bring opioids. So there's that question, and it makes sense. They're pretty strict, right? I did know that was a deal here. So yeah, good. Yeah, good to know. If they are taller than 5'4", check their bone structure. Yes, and I am horrible at that. I am not. I cannot spot. I mean, some I can. But some of them, dude, they're very feminine, and you really have to. They're short, they're thin, they're petite. To me, they're hard to tell, especially from a Westerner coming where we come from. Yeah, if you want big boobs, go to Thailand or Malaysia. There are girls with bigger breasts here that I've seen for sure. Yeah, they're out here. Yeah, a lot of different body types here in the Philippines, I would say, but most of them are thinner. There's not a lot of overweight people. There's really not a lot of overweight people here. Most people are thinner than what we're used to in the West. So they're shorter, they're thinner. So yeah. A lot of genuine people out there. Yeah, I think so in this area for sure. Yep. Dean, the sun goes down at 6 p.m. That happens all year round, regardless of time of year. Yes, Dean, it does. You look at the latitude, right? I don't think my Google Maps, that shows latitude. Yeah, it doesn't, does it? But I mean, we're right at the equator. I think the equator is just running right down through here. So, it's not very far. So you're like 9 degrees latitude. So the sun doesn't really change much. The sun doesn't really change much at all as far as pitch in the sky. Not like you're coming from like Colorado with 30th parallel. There's a big change in sun. Oh, you know what? I got connectivity stuff, don't I? Dang. But yeah, the sun changes a little bit here and there. Not much though here. Not like hardly at all compared to what you're used to. That was an adjustment. Yeah, I love. Yeah, same. Late sunshine in the evening, especially summertime. Same. Yes. Have a nice day. Gcash at 7-Eleven all the time. Okay, yeah. Gcash at 7-Eleven, do it all the time. Okay, yeah, great. Thanks for filling that or letting us know. Watch another channel. The expat said he hasn't needed to open a bank account in over 7 years. Yeah, it hasn't been something that for me, it's been a missing for me. I haven't been like, but I could see where, especially like big purchases, moving money around, like, you know, what you're going to buy a car or down payment on a condo, that I could see where that might be a benefit, but I haven't really needed it. Yeah, I may or may not. I may or may not do that. Sorry, I misclicked there. Filipino by default or reserve, Chris. So, yeah. So what you do with intellectual stimulation to encourage deep conversation? Okay. Yeah, by default or reserve. So what do you do with intellectual stimulation to engage in deep conversation? You know, I don't know. I mean, I think if I look at Joe, I mean, we had some differences, right? And just kind of age differences. And I felt like that was there. But yeah, I mean, even my Filipino male friends, I mean, my buddy John, I mean, we talk about everything, man, you know, deep, I mean, everything. He's just a great guy. That hasn't been an issue, honestly, with the females and the males that I've met. Just really open and friendly. Now you got to be careful, easily offended. But if you're just having a straight conversation about stuff, right? I've actually had no problem with having deeper conversations at all. You know, even religious stuff, Buddhist stuff, and you know, all of that. It's been really Christianity, and then, you know, so yeah, it's been. I haven't had an issue with that. Between 5:30 and 6. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Old sunset. Yeah, between 5:30 and 6 every day. Yeah, it doesn't change, not at all. Depending on if it's December 21st or June 21st, right? Both summer and winter solstice, it doesn't change at all. The sunset. Mm-hmm. Dean, that was definitely one of my adjustments for sure. The sun setting at 6 every day, you know, especially when it's warm, you know. The big breasts you can see they have recently, yes. Yeah, if they've just given birth, they're going to be mothers who are feeding their kids and will have big breasts, right? There's actually some Filipinos who are naturally, you know, kind of big breasted though. So it you know, that is a kind of all over the place. But I, you know, like we're saying though, with a lower body fat that they have here, you know, the breast would probably be smaller, just given that that's mainly fatty tissue, right? The change is about 30 minutes. December 6th in the park, July 6:30. Yep, not much at all, man. Really, really crazy. And that's another interesting thing too, dude. I'm going to bring up the map one more time again because this was something that really shocked me. And I was just kind of looking at this recently to kind of confirm it. You know, you look at the distance in the Philippines. This is hard to get what this is right here, gentlemen. This is over 1,000 miles, right? So when you're looking at the tip, from tip to tip, you're talking a distance that is similar to Detroit to Daytona. I mean, guys, it's over 1,000 miles, right? I mean, just look, you know, and then you look at United States, Detroit, Michigan to Daytona. I mean, it's just, where's Detroit? Yeah. I mean, it's similar distance. So really, really interesting, and something that just really kind of shocked me as I was, where the hell are I? Yeah. There we go. Just, it's really, now granted, there's not a landmass here, but this is a long area, right? Right. So you do have some variant in you know, some things in that, but you know, sunset isn't one of them. But the further north you're going to be, they'll have a little bit of that. But here in Cebu, we don't really have much. We're more towards the middle of the Philippines, right? Yeah. You're all hating 6 p.m. sunsets. Yeah, on the bright side, I never. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and 17 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, yeah. The early sunsets were an adjustment. The temperature, and it's interesting too. So for me, the temperature it's not been a factor at all. But I can also tell too, I'm getting more used to warmer weather, and I feel like in the upper 70s, it's cool for me now. And upper 70s when I lived in Colorado wasn't cool at all, but it's definitely it's cooler for me. And what I can do here in the mornings is I can open up these doors and stuff and get a nice breeze in here, and it'll be like 78 or so, and it feels cool to me, which that's something I've definitely changed since I've been here over the past year. But yeah, definitely 6 p.m. sunsets and temperatures. It's the same sunsets, pretty much the same temperature, every day. Yeah. Are you concerned about China attacking the Philippines? There is some stuff about that I've seen in the news. I don't really track a lot of that. That was one of the reasons why I did move here, is to kind of move away from a lot of that type of news and media and stuff. So I intentionally avoid a lot of that kind of media. But I have heard a little bit about that. I know there's some stuff going on with the fishing boats, but I just whatever. I don't pay attention to a lot of that. So no, personally, I don't have any concern about that. I do know that that is a topic that some foreigners that do talk about, but me personally, I don't watch much of that. I gotten used to the heat so much here that I put on a jacket when I'm out past 10 p.m. Yeah. Joe would wear a jacket a lot. She would wear a long sleeve a lot, and you see it. Your body acclimates to the climate. I know. At some point, I'll acclimate as well. Yeah, I love me some Daddy Fatty tissue. Oh, how goes Grand Poopah? Santa find you? Yes, Santa found me just fine. I had a little bit of a Christmas bug, but getting better now, doing all right. But yes, it's finding me in my new digs. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, I'm concerned the Philippines attacking China. Yes, right? The mighty little Philippines getting annoyed. It's definitely going on. Uh, yeah, it's definitely no. There's some stuff going on there, but I don't worry about it too much really. I just kind of let go. That was one of the things too. What can you do about it, right? It's not like there's anything I can do other than have a plan, right? Which I have one. If I need to exit out, probably go to Thailand and hang out there for a little bit, or go to Vietnam for 3 months. You could do 3 months visas in Da Nang. Is where I'd probably go to for Vietnam. Or if I need to go back to the United States, I'd probably go back to the Tampa area in Florida. So those are kind of strategies as far as where I would go. But I don't worry about that too much, really. Ooh. All right. What else we got? Any other questions or comments or concerns? You know what? While we're doing that, I want to look at view on Facebook. I'm going to look at this Facebook. This is the first time you're about to view Elias. Okay. All right. I just looked at that on Facebook to see what was going on there. That's cool. I like this streaming to both. Not that I can tell any difference, but yeah. Filipinos are in the top 5 for smallest chest. Okay, interesting. Yeah, not that there's anything wrong with that, right? Okay. We'll be in their top 5. Yeah, because honestly, Philip, too, right? As we talk about it, I think a little bit has to do with the body fat factor. They don't have a lot of body fat, and if breasts are a lot of fatty tissue. So if you have someone who has very low body fat, they're not going to have larger breasts. So it makes sense. It makes sense. I would think Thailand is right there as well as a lot of Southeast Asian, right? Asian women in particular, you know? So, but for me, that is what I prefer. I prefer someone who has less body fat than, bigger boobs per se. But yeah, it makes sense. Yes. What's up, Hex Flex? How's it going? With the South China Sea issues, just go south is on Palawan is not where you want to. Yep, U.S. Yeah, exactly. I think Cebu might be a good option in that regard. There's no really bases here on this island, although I thought somebody said they're looking to maybe build one up north, like a joint base. But I don't really follow too much of that. Like, it was one of the reasons why I came over here, right? Is I wanted to escape a lot of the political drama of the West, and so I intentionally don't follow a lot of that. And if I feel if something's bad enough where I need to get out, I think I'll have plenty of time, to be made aware of that. And as long as I've got decent exit strategies in place, which I feel like I do, then that's all I have to really worry about. The rest of it is just like, I'm going to focus on swimming in the pool and working out and maybe dating or that kind of deal, right? And not so much about stuff I can't control. That's kind of been my philosophy around that stuff. Yeah, more than a handful is a waste. Yes. Yeah, I've never been a boob guy. I'm more of a leg and thigh kind of guy, more of an ass guy than a boob guy. But yeah, I'm with you, man. Yeah, John, I was at Jollibee the other day for the first time. What's your favorite dish from Jollibee? I don't mind the chicken. I think the chicken's all right. The chicken and rice. I've tried the spicy chicken a couple times. Yeah, it's fun. I have not tried the spaghetti, but I don't think I will. Sweet spaghetti to me is kind of gross. I really love pasta and spaghetti, and I make my own. Like I'll do like all day sauce in the crock pot kind of deal. So so I really like I like my own spaghetti, and I don't put sugar in it. I don't. I like a meaty spaghetti sauce. Real. Oh man, I'm craving spaghetti now. But yeah, I wouldn't do the spaghetti at Jollibee for me, just because I'm a little bit of a snob in that area. But the chicken's been fine. Chicken's all right. I'm actually really surprised by Kenny Rogers. Kenny Rogers Roasters, guys. I did a video on that place. I freaking love that place. Love that place. I eat there once a week, easily, if not more. I mean, probably not so much now because I'm a little bit far away from one, but I love that place. Little freaking, what do you call it? Cornbread. Love that place. Yeah, it's one of my favorite fast food places that's here. The Beach of Life is if the shift, I'm heading into the mountains where the locals make their own guns. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. If it hits the fan, I'm heading to the mountains. I hear you, man. Yeah, I think there's plenty of places here to kind of run off to if you need to, right? I'm just gonna go chill on the beach somewhere and sit in my flip flops, just chill on the beach. Meet you out there in Komodos, David. Yeah, looking good. I'm doing good. I just got over a bug, so I feel like I'm not really on a big reset phase in a lot of ways. So I'm excited for this year. Really excited for this year, man. Appreciate it. What type of visa do you have? Are you interested of getting? I have a tourist visa right now. I wouldn't mind getting a business visa, but I do have a tourist visa right now. So yeah, and it's easy. You're good for 3 years, and in between the 3 years, you go out to Thailand or Bangkok for the weekend, and you're good for another 3 years. As long as you leave for 24 hours. So they make it really simple for us to be here, honestly. And you could do the visa extensions online. So matter of fact, I'm gonna send you guys a link right now. I've done 2 extensions here, guys. I freaking makes it so freaking easy, so simple. Here is a link. It's just so simple. The online application, I've done it twice now. Done. Now I couldn't do a 6-month extension, but I was able to do a 2-month extension. I just found out too, I renewed my ACR card. Online has been super, super easy to use. Recommend it. It took me minutes. And I did it from my couch and my underwear, right? It just easy. You can pay with Gcash. You can pay with credit card. Super easy. Cebu isn't the second largest city, maybe the fifth or sixth. Okay, yeah, all right. Good. Yeah. And if anything, I would think they would go after like bases, right? They're going to want to hit where the Americans are at, as far as not civilians, but military. Yeah, I would think Manila area would be a pretty big target. But yeah, like I said, I'm just go plop down on an island somewhere if it really gets bad. Sit there. What's that? Blazing Saddles, where the guy's riding the bomb down the. Yee-hoo! Yeah, whatever. I don't know. Yeah, yeah. I'm a total pasta snob. Dude, I love it. I love it. I would love to make a good lasagna. Oh man, I like a really good. What do you call meat lasagna? Oh, love that. I miss that. Actually, there is an Italian place nearby. I'll have to see if they have that. But cheese is hard here. Yeah, cheese is really hard. Good cheese, right? For a lasagna. I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. I could not do Jollibee pasta. No way. I like a tiny waist, knife curvy. Yeah, little hips. Yeah, dude. Philippines is full of that. Full of that. Yep, full of that. I'm with you, man. You're talking of spaghetti. It just made me think of the meatballs in the fridge. Yeah, man. I'm craving it too. I got to do some spaghetti. I'll be making some spaghetti for sure. Yeah, plenty. Yes, absolutely. That is this country. Short little brown girls, man. It's a country full of that. Right up my right. All my ex-wife, Jake's mom, you know, Latina, So yeah, it's a country full of my preference for sure. I like cooking. May sound stupid to ask, but can you get a full-blown oven in any? Yeah, it's not very common. TextPat, it's not very common at all. Do I have an oven? I don't. I don't have an oven. Oops. Hold on. I got to get my face back. Yeah, I'm going to try it without the tracking. I don't have an oven, but yeah, I don't have an oven. So yeah, pretty uncommon, but I think you could find it. Yeah, not very common. I have a little toaster oven, but a full-on oven, yeah, yeah, toaster oven I think would be the more common of that. Chill on the beach and watch the fireworks at night. Love it, man. Yes, that's my speed. Yeah, guys, so simple, so simple. Big fan of the online ability to do all of our stuff. ACR card, all of it, man. Just really, really easy, really easy. Hey, man, what's your PO box? I'm sending you a big ass package of Costco razors, brother. I know, right? It's getting long. Oh, I need to shave. Need to shave. It's part of not being 9 to 5 anymore. Yeah, it's time though. It's time. It's getting long. Got a lot of gray in there too, right? Yeah. Get your ass to your bike and ride. I'll drive it, Iloilo. I know, right? The nature around Iloilo is off the chart. Yeah, gosh. So I'm flying to Iloilo. It'll be it's the first time I've been on a plane since April. And it's such an easy flight. It's like less than an hour, but I didn't have a ton of time. And the trip over to Iloilo looks awesome. You go over Trans Central to Toledo, Toledo to San Carlos to Bacolod, and then Bacolod to Iloilo. I'll do it. Especially if my buddy's moving out there, Scott. So he's moving out there, and so I could see doing trips to Iloilo periodically. And when I do, I'll ride out. But this trip, I just like, screw it. I'm gonna fly. I'm gonna do a first trip, and then I'll ride out there. Iloilo looks great. Looks great. The only concern I would say about Iloilo being your first destination, because I do feel like it's the city that's smaller than Cebu but bigger than Dumaguete. My only thing about it is you don't have any foreigners out there. And I know that some people will be like, yeah, I want to do that. But honestly, guys, I think when you're first getting here, having some foreigners to kind of catch you and kind of chat with you for maybe even just a couple months is really, really, really helpful. And I don't think there's necessarily that in Iloilo. So even if it's being in Cebu City for 3 months before you peel off to Iloilo, is how I would play that out. But yeah, Iloilo sounds like a great option. I can't wait to check it out, man. And I'll be riding over there, brother. I'll be riding. I'm doing the next one online too. Yeah, the Visa services. Yeah, so easy. So it took me, like I said, sitting on the couch, 5 minutes, done. I paid with Gcash, easy. I did have some question, like it was like invalid entry date, so I got confused as far as whether or not it wanted the latest visa date or the actual date stamped on my passport, and it wants the date on the passport. So once I fixed my own errors, I was able to refresh it, no problem. The other thing I like about it too is that it's an electronic copy, so you're not fumbling with this freaking paperwork, right? Of paper copies. You actually have an electronic copy that, if you needed to, you can print off. But my understanding is you didn't need that. You can just show them the electronic copy also. So yeah, some really good advantages about doing it. Yeah, or a brush, or yeah, right. Really, some advantages about doing it online now. Yeah, man, I could start braiding it here soon. They're going after Bruce Willis first. Yeah, I think it's the Jason Statham now or whatever. That's what Joe used to call me. Go from Bruce to Jason. Oh, wow, man. I actually shave quite frequently, but I kind of get in some trends sometimes where I let it grow out. It's been busy, man. The past month has been busy, a lot going on. And I haven't been putting out any videos, so there's been a lot, but that's changing here now. I've handled some stuff. I had some errands that I wanted to run that I had to do that took a couple days, honestly, for the actual owner, and then just kind of the Joe stuff, getting that situated. So, but things are kind of settling down now where I can focus on putting out content and that kind of deal. So, be interesting. I'm excited actually for the channel and kind of in 2024 and what I'm looking to create. I think it's going to be a big year of growth for me and the channel in a lot of ways. So really, things are just kind of falling in place. Like what I envisioned, bringing people together, that kind of deal, that's happening, man. I got events that I'm doing with people. I'm really loving that. I've got meetups now kind of under kind of schedule. So it's just, I think it's still a little bit of tweaking and things like that, but things are really coming into place. So I'm excited about 2024. Yeah, Iloilo looks great. I'm going to be there in January in a week or so. So really excited about Iloilo to check it out. Some as far as a riding area, I don't know about riding around that area. I think Negros is a lot better motorcycle riding, but there's a lot of things about Iloilo that really appeal to me. You've got a promenade, you've got a bike area. It is a city that you could, if you're a cyclist, I feel like would be great. Like a casual cyclist, right? But I think you've got like 22 kilometers of bike trail, a bike path. So an e-bike would be just, I think, a great mode of transportation for Iloilo, which, that sounds awesome. So yeah, and then you've got restaurants, you've got eateries, you've got big malls, and those are all things that I really like. I like, I eat out a lot. I want to be able to go to nice restaurants, not 5-star stuff, but good quality restaurants, have a little bit of a nightlife and mall and that kind of deal. I really have grown to like those things. And those are things that I would really felt like I would have liked living in the United States. Like, what do you mean a mall? Right. But those are things that are really nice here. You can get out of the elements if you want to, so there's really some cool things about Iloilo, a modern, clean city, bigger roads, open roads. So really excited about shooting that and checking that out. So I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. Yeah, I'll be there in, I think, a week or so. Love also being Holden Hip, skinny petite all the way. Yeah, Philippines is right there, man. I'm a fan of the women here for sure. Just they're so beautiful. They're so sweet. They're so beautiful. They're so exotic. I'm with you, man. It's great. Yeah, I'm a face guy. No disrespect, but let's just say the good Lord did her right. Yeah. Good for you, man. Yeah, face guy. Yep. I'm not so much a face guy. I mean, I am, but I'm not. Yeah, as far as physical stuff now, but you could, let's face it, guys. If they could be all beautiful, but if they don't have the right kind of personality or whatever, it's just like, oh, you're immediately kind of turned off. So, but yeah, thankfully, most of the Filipinos here, though, too, are sweet, kind, generous, and that kind of deal. So, inside and out. Did I lose weight? I might have, man. I might have. I'm telling you guys, I was sick. I had 102 fever, like almost 24 hours on Saturday. I was sick, 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 sick. That's, I think, 39 Celsius. Sick. Yeah, it was rough. So I probably did lose a couple pounds. I haven't weighed myself. So not good, healthy weight loss, but yeah, I probably have lost a couple pounds. So yeah. How infrequent do you cook? I asked because I had to check whether you had an oven. Yeah. I like crockpot stuff. I've always been kind of a crockpot guy. I eat out a lot, but actually, another guy, David, introduced me to a meal service, a catered service. So I'm starting with that. It's 200 pesos a container, and it's a delivery service. So I've got some of those ordered actually. So I'm really excited about the delivery service there. So yeah. So I'm doing some of that, and it's just like chicken and pork dishes with rice and some vegetables. So I do some of that now, but occasionally I'll do some stuff. I'll do breakfast here, like I'll do some oatmeal or cereal, and then I'll eat sometimes a lighter dinner, but a big lunch out. That's kind of the meals that I've been doing. To get a full-blown oven in a condo depends on the amount of dynamite you put into it. Yeah, not common at all, man. Not common at all. If you think you need to shave, check out the picture of my Christmas day. Yeah, the community. All right, man. I'll check it out. Did you put a picture on there, brother? All right, I'll look, man. Oh, good for you, man. Yeah, just a shout out to the guys on the community group. I really appreciate that. And to, keep it where it's this kind of stuff, right? We support each other. We allow for opinions of others, right? And just, and it's been that way so far, but I just, really wanted everyone to be intentional about kind of how we respect and treat each other. So yeah, I'm really excited about the community group and everyone it's there. If you're not already, consider, looking it up. I put a link in earlier. They're in my video descriptions also. And then it is a private group, but we're bringing in everybody. I have some people that I recently have not accepted just because their profiles were just either they're like real estate. And I don't want spamming and that kind of stuff, but so if your profile for some reason flags me as far as something that doesn't seem right, I might delete, I might not accept it. But everyone else, like the normal Joes and all of that, and Filipinos, whatever, I've been accepting like 90% of those profiles coming in. They do so much pot cooking here in the oven, like an afterthought. Yeah. The other thing that really surprised me about the Philippines cooking here was the amount of soups. I wasn't thinking of that at all. There's a lot of soups here in the diet and in the cuisine and the normal everyday cooking. I was not thinking of that at all. How do you pay for e-service or e-service immigration? Well, when you do that when you fill out the form, they go through the charges for you. So yeah, it's I don't know what I was paying through the companies that I was using for, but there's fees there, but I would assume it's going to be cheaper than using a third-party company to kind of do that for you, right? Yeah. But when I was paying that online, when I go through the e-services, you could use GCash or you could use credit card to pay that. I just use GCash. Yes, K9. What's up? Oops. There you go. Have a nice day. Yeah, credit card, GCash. Yes, Vin Willis. Yes, Vin Willis. Oh, that's right. Hope you're good, man. Look up the band Right Said Fred. I know Right Said Fred. They have a huge hit in the 80s called I'm Too Sexy, right? And they have a similar look lead singer I met. Oh, you met him a few years back. Very funny. Oh, that's great, man. I know Right Said Fred. I know the song. Yeah. So the man is single. You really need to invest in that forehead cam. Yeah. Live stream a few dates for us. Oh, how do I want to comment? Oh, that's funny. it's on my radar. It's on my radar. I've actually so I got my first ever like sponsorship or whatever you want to say, kind of yeah, a sponsorship or whatever. Christian Filipino reached out to me a long time ago and said, "Hey, look, we want to do a partnership with you. We want you to do a video a month, and we'll pay you X amount of dollars, and then we'll also give you a subscription. So if certain people subscribe to our services, we'll give you whatever. We'll give you a percentage." I was dating Joe already, and I was like, "Look, I can't promote a dating site. I'm dating somebody." So so yeah, that's on my radar as far as, maybe I want to look back into, try out Christian Filipino, and then do it as a collab thing where maybe I can show some of that, and I do see there is a huge potential for a channel, for a dating channel. I mean, just freaking massive, right? I mean, millions of views. I could just see it, but it's not something I necessarily want to do. But for a single guy who wants a good YouTube channel idea, and if you're the kind of guy who just wants to date and never get married and that kind of deal, doing that kind of channel, dude, you will freaking rock it. I just don't know if it's something I want to do. I'm a little too conservative on that kind of stuff, but I don't know. We'll see. I do see down the road, though, I can maybe do some dating videos, and do some partnership with already Christian Filipino. I'm actually waiting to hear back from them. I did email them and said, "Hey, look, I know what I'd like for them is for them to give me like a free membership. I don't want to pay a freaking membership fee for a dating site." And then do some videos around that. That might be kind of fun. And then also to get myself out there with dating. Because honestly, like I said, gentlemen, if I leave it up to me and if I look at my history of dating, I probably won't date. It'd probably be a long time before I start dating. And that's not good or bad. It's just kind of how I operate, right? Yeah. It's too funny, brother. Too funny. Yeah. Funny stuff how we all compare it. Yes. Yeah, I know, right? Oh, too great. Love it. Love it. Love it. As an IT guy, what's your opinion on crypto? I'm invested in, but don't fully understand it. Mostly just praying. I don't. I also don't know much about crypto. I do know guys who are in crypto, and it's just a roller coaster. But I don't know enough about it to really comment on it. I really don't. I'm more into the markets, and I'm more into like safe stuff, like big mutual funds, that kind of deal. My investments are like Schwab, big like market funds, that kind of deal. And dude, they're kicking butt, man. I was just looking. One of them is like, I thought 17% year to date. Whew. I mean, and the other one, I think there's two of them that I'm really kind of going after, and those are, one was like 17 and the other one's like 13% year to date. So that's kind of more what I've kind of done, is more like big market funds, big mutual funds, big index funds, that kind of deal, that are kind of relatively safe, right? So those are, and then low interest, low fee. I like Schwab and Vanguard. I think you probably can't go wrong with either one of those guys. And then just look at, low fee, highly rated funds has been my strategy. Yeah, forehand Cam, y'all ruthless. I know, right? Dude, he's great. He's interesting. Really, really. And I hang out with him a lot. Well, at least once a month. And I learn a lot. Very interesting character. Very interesting guy. And not a bad human being at all, right? He's really not. He's an interesting dude, man. Like a lot of us. So yeah. For those who who we're talking about, pressure cooker is the way to go. Yeah. Pressure cookers have made a big comeback. I remember my mom on the farm when I was a kid. We had pressure cookers. We used to can vegetables. So yeah. And there's been a lot of change since then. I had a pressure cooker also too in the United States. It's actually how I cooked my rice. It was a multi kind of deal. But yeah, I like crock pots, man. I'm a big fan of crock pots. I love crock pots. Yeah, you're hot blood. I check in and see you got a fever of 103. Yeah, man. Come on, baby. I could do more and dance. Yeah, I was sick, man. I was sick. It wouldn't surprise me if I lost some weight. Yeah. Someone asked me if I lost weight recently. I told them no. I used to be 5 pounds, 6 ounces. Oh, I meant to type that. That good Lord, Joe, right? Nothing better than a face like that. Yeah, I meant to. Oh, yeah, the Joe. Yeah, Joe. Yeah, she's beautiful, right? She is. She's absolutely beautiful, Joe. Yeah. No, really. Oh, I didn't know you had been sick. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, no worries, man. Just a bug. Your face looks similar. I got a flu medicine 3 weeks ago. Dropped 3 pounds after rehydrating. Yep, same. Caught a bug. Yeah, meant the Chinese. Some Bruce Willis before the bases. Yeah, I get Bruce Willis a lot. Jason, Vin. I have a lot of having a lot of foreigners around you. I consider as an obstacle getting settled here. It distracts you from learning the language. Yep, I agree. After so after the first couple months, I think it's helpful. Get here, talk to a couple dudes, get the lay of the land, and then you're right. After that, do your own thing. But I do feel that's what's nice about Dumaguete. It's what's nice about Cebu. It's some of these areas in Dumaguete, you can go be by yourself. You don't have to be around any foreigners. But if you wanted one to chat with, you just show up at ground zero and there's 20 of them there to hang out with. But dude, you guys, if you go to the big grocery store, you're not going to see any. So there's this whole thing about Dumaguete and all the foreigners. It's not like that. Here in Cebu, same kind of deal, right? You go to the Ayala malls, you hang out in IT Park, yeah, you're going to see them. But you go hang out in Cologne Street, you're not going to see any. So you can get out of these bubbles pretty easily. But I do feel initially, early on, it is helpful to have some guys to kind of chat with. And then as questions and things come up, go into those communities and those groups where you can kind of get those questions answered. It is helpful. What happened to your girlfriend? Yeah, we broke up. We ended our relationship. We're focusing on a friendship. So, as a matter of fact, I got to get going here soon, guys. I gotta see her off to the port. So I do have to get going here soon and drop off a couple of things that she had forgot. But yeah, we decided to just kind of go back to a friendship. So it's definitely mutual. It's we're both in a good place about it. But yeah, Joe's actually heading back to Leyte today. We tried to get her back before Christmas, but all the ferries were booked. So yeah, today is when she's heading back home. When I came over to 1992, no foreigners around. Yep, I had no choice. Get adapted to local life. Never. I agree. It just takes a little bit longer, and you could do it that way. But it is helpful. Like a lot of the guys watching here now and getting tips and the tricks, it is helpful to have some guys that you can talk to some ideas. And again, it's not required. I had the same deal. I got here and I didn't know a soul. So you can definitely do it. And you learn the hard way. And sometimes, having a guy here to kind of walk you through some things, it makes you just a little easier. And then, go do your own thing. I think that's what a lot of guys do, is that exact kind of that scenario. Mine will be a fishing video. Yeah. Hopefully I can fly under the radar with the painful haters. Yeah, dude, you'll get them no matter what. But it's fine, man. Just whatever. I mean, people live in their own world. People are going to hate no matter what. They really are. It's just, doesn't matter what you do. You just have to learn to ignore them. And honestly, for me, what's there is I just feel sorry for people that's their life, And so to me, it takes that immediately takes it away, right? It's like, that's your life. That's what you're doing with it, is you're hopping on some YouTube channel or vlog and trying to, that's your life. As far as the hate and the upset and the anger, it's just, man, so much better things to do with life other than have all that hate, right? And anyways, so I actually have a lot of pity and that kind of deal for people like that. So it doesn't really bother me at all. Yeah, watch out for the possibility of a crash when the Fed rolls back interest rates. Historically, yeah, there's a lot of concern for me in 2024 with elections and that. So I'm in a little bit of a vulnerable spot right now, honestly, where I'm almost down to my cash, where I need to start selling. So I was really hoping YouTube would do a little bit better. So where I didn't want to touch any in those investments. So I'm going to be having to sell, whatever, maybe 20,000 or so in the next couple months. I don't know. We'll have the next maybe 6 months or so. So a little bit of a concern. So anyways, yeah, I hear you, man. Forehead cam on a date is a surefire way not to get, right? So true. Especially here. Maybe here. Dude, they're so camera friendly here. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Dude, that's hilarious. I don't think I'll do forehead cam, but I have some ideas around that whole deal. Dating and being left on my own device. I hear that. And being single so long. When yes, yep. The guys brag about their one night stand. Yeah, I got 2 night stands on either side of my bed. Freaking brother, you busting me up. Yeah, dating and left to my own device. Yeah, if I'm left to my own device, I'm not dating. I'm not dating. I mean, look, guys, I was here for 6 months and didn't date at all. Not at all. I lived in the United States and divorced for 3 years, didn't date at all. You know, so left up to me, it's just I've dated 3 women since what, 2009, 2008, 3. You know, yeah. Right, I'm off to shave. Yeah, I need to go shave too. Yes, no worries. You'll be seeing her around. You know, you'll be seeing her around without sounding like I'm plugging. Are you familiar with CNS Consulting? I don't know CNS Consulting. Yeah, I don't know them. JC, life is like riding a bike, man. You have to keep your balance. You got to keep moving. I'm with you, brother. So with you. Can't wait for you to get out, man. YouTube to get better. Dating vids. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Coming soon to a theater near you. Thanks, guys. No, you have no idea how cool this is for me to be right here. This is a dream. This is a dream. People ask if I like it here. I love it here. I do love it, and to be in, and also to do this YouTube, and I'm getting so much out of it, right? I really, really do. Yeah, put that 20K and then it pays high yield monthly. Put that 20K, yeah. Yeah, I'm sitting on a lot of cash, but I like having some cash. I'm kind of an idiot. I need to do a little more research on what to do. Yeah. I could be living so much better off than what I am right now if I was just a little more educated in that kind of deal. And I'll get there, TextPat. I appreciate that comment because it's got me thinking about better ways around my money. And I've got time to research, right? I really do. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to send Ron. I'm going to send Ron. I'm going to send you guys a couple of links to Joe. And I want to bring this up again. I talked about it early on in the live. Here's a couple of links to Joe. And, you know, I just want to say this. If you guys have enjoyed Joe being around, enjoyed her content, take a look at her channel. You know, there's 2 links there. You know, take a look at her channel. She's doing some stuff. But also, too, on the Buy Me, did that not copy over? I'm just going to copy this over individually. This Buy Me a Coffee link. Look, Joe is never going to ask for it. But if you've liked her being around and that kind of deal, consider buying her a cup of coffee. That would make a big difference for her. It really would. It really would make a big difference for her. You know, Joe she doesn't work. She takes care of her family, you know, and just consider it. If she's made a difference for you over the past several months, run out to there and make a donation if you want. I mean, just, you know, guys, but you know, I think she would be blown away, and I would like for her to have that, you know, and kind of get set up for her and going back to Lete. So anyways, with that said, I'm going to go see if I can help her get situated. Yeah. I want to see if I can go help her get situated. I got a couple things I got to bring before she hits the ferry. So Indonesia is a must. I agree, man. I agree. All right, guys, I got to bolt. Thank you all. I really appreciate it. Everyone take care. Hope everyone's great. Happy New Year coming up. I'm really excited for 2024, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.